But we have to sit here and recognize it's the whole damn thing. So let's recognize a few things. All we can do is save ourselves. Let's say it together. All we can do is save ourselves. Can the cops save you? No! Can the state raid save you? No! Can the police in the unmarked car save you? No! Hell no, precisely. The whole damn system is guilty! We don't save ourselves, we save each other. Let's breathe together and we will unite and we will succeed. This civil rights movement has a lot more diversity to the first one. Remember though, look around you. It used to be so little diversity. Everybody had to stand for themselves. But now, we need to stand for each other. Men stand for women. Different races stand for each other. Poor people and rich people stand for each other. And we can all succeed. Right.
What's your hands? What does everybody want? Somebody want another system? Fuck no. Fuck authority.
Shut it down!
I don't want anybody else charging me. I want to grow some fucking vegetables in my fucking front yard. I want to do that shit. That's like coming on me with fucking permits or some shit. That's what I want. I don't know what anybody else wants. That's what the fuck I'm saying. Yeah. Fuck 12.
Fuck 12.
Right now, the only thing that matters is money. People put pieces of paper above human lives, and that's what we need to end generating on the police. They no longer have the right to crush people's lives, to kill people, to steal from them in order to fund their new military weapons. We have to put people above the profits, and we have to put people above the system. If the system is corrupt enough to crush any lives, then it's not good enough.
We must stop trusting them with our powers. If we take away powers from them, if we tell them, no, you can't arrest us for this.
Yeah.
If we bring it, if we make it an initiative to tell people that we shouldn't be arrested for this, then maybe we have a chance. But for now, the system is corrupted by money. And we can't respect money because it's not real.
What do we do? Buy black! 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 What do we do? Buy black!
Still
What do we
capitalism.
do?
Still
Buy
bad.
black! What do
Someone
we
has to
do?
stop it for
Buy
something.
black!
Hey!
The only way to fix the system is buy black!
Buy back! Buy back!
Support their business!
Black Lives Matter.
It's for the betterment of everybody else. And I love that you all are brave. You guys are screaming young. But I want you guys to also remember that love changes things, right? You gotta be able to love everybody here. If you don't say anything, you're complying with the system. If you don't spread it, you're complying with the current system. If you're staying at home and you're not on the streets, you're complying with the system. The only way the system will get changed is if you spread it. As soon as somebody stops spreading it, it ends, it dies. You can't let this die. This has to change.
We all have a universal right to self-defense. Malcolm X said, self-defense is not violence. Self-defense is intelligence.
That's right.
Police officer brutalizing one of your fellow men and women, you have a fucking right to beat that cop in the face.
My name's Sean. I'm from South Central LA. I am anti-police.
Where you from, Joe?
Hey, but look.
Where you from, Joe?
I don't know if anybody out here game, man. The police will come kill us.
That's right.
That's
Y'all know that though. Y'all turned off the South Central LA. They hide that shit from y'all, cuz. We going through some bullshit out there with the police. My nigga tell you side effects got domed by what? And you know, he had on an NY hat, like, very good. You know what I'm saying? Ask him, cuz, where you from? Cuz answer. He popping to the head. Not knowing he the police though. He gets shot by the pastor. All they hear is 10-4 officers down.
That's right.
All I'm saying is they against us. They training to fight us, man. All this shit right here cool, but when we gonna stop putting our hands up and pull something else up? Stop shooting each other. Stop shooting each other and turn the gun the other fucking way. Hey, I'm Joe, right? I'm Joe. Police out here to hear me. Hey.
You're everywhere, don't worry.
This protest shit cool, right? This shit cool and dancing. But they gonna keep doing the same shit. The same shit, you know why? They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about me. You know what I'm saying? You know what time it is though? Huh? It's time to fucking strap up. Needle though. This motherfucking protest shit cool. But it's time for some action. Nobody out here got no guns. Everybody just saying hands up. Fuck putting your hands up, nigga. Man up. Shoot back. Man up, nigga. Shoot the fuck back.
Maybe we can't without anyone.
That's not
Violently instead of a system, then it just perpetuates the same thing. It takes more violence to put down a violent system, and then you have another violent system that you need more violence.
The only reason why anybody knows about Ferguson is because people burn it the fuck down. Can you speak up, please?
I just want to say that, peaceful protesting is good and everything. It's great. It's attention and bring awareness. But in order for a peaceful protest to work, the person has to have a conscience. Time and time again, that they have no conscience. They shoot us. They shoot us anyway. They don't care. They don't care. This brings awareness and brings solidarity to us, but it's not going to change it. It's not going to take. It's going to take more action. I'm not condoning violence. I'm not condoning, please. I ain't about that life. But what I'm saying is, it is going to take action. It's going to take more action than marching the streets. Hey, yeah, marching the streets will piss people off. Go to DC. Hey,
You need to work in your city first.
yeah, yeah, true. But I'm just saying, like, this is good. Y'all just got to know that this ain't it. This can't be all. This can't be all people. We need more action other than just holding our hands up. Clearly that is not working.
So let's stay tonight.
All of this shit is the same. We need to understand systematic racism and understand how police brutality, all of this stuff is in the laws. I challenge everybody to look at President Lincoln's 1858 Charleston, Illinois address, where he says that in the law, his presidency and thereafter, that there should be a superiority and an inferiority assigned to the races, and it is his duty to make sure that the inferiority goes to the black race and the superiority is going to the white race. We can say all day that it's not about racism, but it is. It's in our laws. It's drenched. We need to understand the power of education, my people. I challenge every young person to go out there and read a book called The Miseducation of the Negro. As a matter of fact, Lauryn Hill redid her 96 album, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, after reading that book. We need to understand the power of it and how systematic racism keeps us all down. Black respectability means nothing. I can say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, I have 3 or 4 degrees. It means nothing. I can have a baby in my hand. They'll shoot you. I can be 12 to mere rice. It doesn't matter. We need to understand changing these laws is the issue. I'm telling y'all. I saw the shit during Katrina. I seen the shit during now. We need to understand unity. And the only understand unity is coming from a good educational standpoint. Because this shit is good. We need it. But it will only last for so long. It means nothing. Body cameras, I think is necessary, absolutely, but we have to understand it means nothing. We saw what happens on camera. They want us to make it seem like our eyes are playing tricks on us. We know what the hell we saw. So it's up to us to come together to reform these laws, to change it. When it's us in power, this shit ain't gonna happen. When it's them in power, it's gonna happen. It's systemic. Recognize it.
And I am for protection, and I think everyone is. And policing, on the other hand, policing means one body. body beating another in recognition of another power that is not ours, that is against our power.
That's right.
We cannot stand for policing.
Fuck 12.
Stand for protection, and we can stand for ourselves. And this same thing about building solidarity, about building communities. Do businesses mean communities?
No.
Businesses mean exploiting people. It means selling things that we have made at a price that is higher than what we can afford. There's a reason why people go to Walmart, and it's not because they have no souls. It's because they have $5 in their pockets. So it's not about that. It's about creating something new, something different. And how do we create that? Reformation of laws hasn't gotten us that far. Eric Holder is the goddamn chief, is able to make indictments available for Darren Wilson. Did he? He's a black man. Did he?
No.
He doesn't give a shit. Barack Obama doesn't give a shit. He came out and called out people in Ferguson that are fighting for their lives. And said that he will not tolerate violence. What about the violence that's executed against Mike Brown?
Right.
What about that violence? What about the violence that's executed every day in these streets?
Right.
Let's do something different.
Yeah.
Let's think bigger.
Our problem is it's so easy to become a fucking cop. All you have to do is graduate high school and then go to police academy for a fucking year. If I wanted to be a cop, I couldn't. My IQ is literally too high. And that is law. They said, hey, all these high IQ people trying to become cops, they get bored and they go do other shit. It's like, you're not really isn't that dangerous. Seven cops died last year versus only 2,000 civilians at the hands of these officers, which is fucked up. It's like a lawyer has to go to school for 8 years to practice. And then if you want to be a police officer, all you have to do is graduate high school, go to police academy for a year, maybe 2. And then here's your gun and badge. Only use the gun, forget that fucking thing. Police officers are not trained properly. If they can't even fucking the guy who died like yesterday in LA.
We have too many bad cops and not
You
many
guys,
good cops.
all of them are bad. Bad cops, too many good cops against
That's right.
You're doing fucked up shit. It's like we're trying to get co-workers to bring each other to jail, and that's just not gonna fucking do it. A great man once said, and I totally forget his name, but he said, there comes a time when the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. You gotta put your body upon the gears and upon the levers, and upon all the apparatus, and you gotta make it stop, and you gotta indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all. Woo!
That's right.
Do that.
I want to go off of what he said about there being good and bad cops. I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm a criminal justice major, and I know tons of police officers in my studies that are actually good police officers. And all the contact that I've come into with police officers has been positive. I'm not saying that that's like what's going on, but the system as far as policing, that's what you need to focus on. They have something called Blue Code of Conduct. And the Blue Code of Conduct is when the police officers have a system among each other. So corruption and violence, that's okay between them. They don't care about what you're saying outside, what happens to the relationship between them. So as far as, oh, we need to do background checks, that's shit. You can do a background check, you can have a clean background check, but what's upside in your mind, you can be completely racially biased against everybody. Exactly, completely. They're like, they give you background checks and they give you lie detectors, they give you everything else. There needs to be a policy where there's like a stronger depth into a police officer. And there also needs to be policies in which the IA or somebody above can go into and actually go and investigate everything. Because what they have in place now is not working. It's not working at all. So there needs to be something within the policing system. It is bigger than the police. It is. When you really
I got questions more than a statement, though. Who do we trust to enforce policy, though? I mean, that's what I'm just like that's always my hang-up. I'm like, oh, if there's some kind of a change that could be enshrined in law and can be passed by representatives, who the f is going to enforce it? Because what has this country been? Even prior to the Constitution, this country was predicated upon ripping people out of a continent, bringing them here, treating them as objects, never human beings.
And killing all the people on this continent.
That hasn't really changed for 400 years. So what I'm always confused about is like, even if we could draw up some kind of like judicially perfect system, who do we trust to enforce it? Because no one has ever proven that once they're at the controls of power, they're actually looking out for the little guys. Like never. So that always messes me up.
Robots. So I'm wondering at this point, y'all. I'm wondering at this point, hey. What's up? I'm wondering at this point, it's useful for us in this moment, since it seems like some of us have different views on what we want to talk about and what we think the answer is if we break up into smaller groups and begin to have these conversations amongst folks who have affinity in this moment. Right? So maybe perhaps there's 3 or 4 positions, like in the anti-capitalist space. I mean, I don't know what else other people are interested in arguing and talking about. Perhaps that's a natural next step in this moment.